guys, Gavin here, and it's Sunday afternoon down here in Mexico, and I just caught some cops being a little shady, and we're gonna go call them out a little bit and tell them, hey, let's see what happens and see if I can at all communicate in Spanish, because mi español es muy pobre.
Hey, little voodoo child, you got me running wild. You make me feel alive. Oh, the devil in my dreams dancing in front of me. Maybe won't believe. Oh, I feel your heart and soul, perfectly in control. Put up and count in your spell now. So
¿Tu rabo la placas? No bueno, señores.
Mande.
placa de tu bicicleta.
No es tu placas.
¿De dónde con tu placa de tu bicicleta?
No, es no bueno. I'm the owner.
So it looks like they're pulling the license plate scheme. This is where they write a petty little parking ticket, and then to get you to pay faster, they steal your license plates. It's a common tactic here in the areas that do actually have parking enforcement, and it's not cool. So we should tell them that, right? That's how you deal with things before your police turn into psychopath blue ISIS thugs like in the USA.
Hablar la persona, no rabo la placas.
País no, pero en este país sí.
It's no bueno, señores. Rabo.
It's a shady thing, right? Because what they're trying to do is they take the plates and then the person will come down and pay the $10 parking fine or whatever down here in Techies. But it's a pretty shady tactic, even though they're way less aggressive about it than in the States.
It's not very neighborly. Parking tickets are a thing they're starting to promote in the wealthier states because it makes money, and not a good thing. They're writing a parking ticket. Now, a parking ticket is about $10 in Mexico to try and force people to pay by taking their plates. Of course, some people will just drive without their plates, you know, right?
Important to note the cops are far different. You can see the difference in the hostility, right? They're not all freaking out with me because I'm calling them out on it. But that doesn't make it good. If it doesn't make you a good cop just because you're not beating people or shooting them, right? Y rabo la placas. It's probably the owner. Let's see what happens here.
Señor, regreso la placa.
Es garantía.
Placa.
Es garantía de la,
Placa, señor. Por favor.
es garantía de la infracción, de la morada.
¿Cuánto paga?
No, nosotros no manejamos el costo de las infracciones.
¿Cuánto
Para que le
paga,
den esa
señor?
información, tiene que ir a la
Sí, pero es no bueno, es no libertad. ¿Cuánto paga por la infracción?
Ya te expliqué,
¿Ah?
ya te expliqué.
¿Cuánto infracción?
Mira, nosotros no sabemos el costo, no sabemos. El que les da la información es allá en la secretaría por teléfono o
El
personal.
hombre regresó a la oficina, pero regresó las placas. Es no bueno raba las placas.
No es robo,
Es no legal.
¿sí?
No.
Sí.
En la Constitución de México, no. Rabo es no bueno.
Los límites están. Tú debes de leer más la Constitución e interpretarla. La Constitución le da
No,
origen a
señor.
los reglamentos de los estados.
Señor, es no bueno.
Estás mal informado.
No.
Sí.
No, es no legal, es rabo. No bueno, señores. No bueno.
I think what he was saying is they don't take the money, probably because, especially that he's on camera, right? If it was a bribe, maybe. But they go down to the office, and what you have to do is you have to go down to the office and give them like the $10, and then they give your plates back, and it's a way they hold your plates hostage. So for my American friends, this shouldn't be allowed. This shouldn't be allowed. We should stand up to the police for this. We shouldn't have police, right? If you have a no parking area, the police should go find the person. Or if it's a real problem, they could grab a dolly and move the car to another location. This vehicle here, yes, he's violating the parking sign, but you shouldn't be stealing people's placas. And I hope that my friends here in Mexico, who can speak the language better, will articulate this better to the officers What I do admire here, though, is even if I call an officer out, it's not the end of the world. They don't freak out. They don't start pointing guns or treat me like I'm a terrorist because I'm pointing the camera at them, because that's my right. So what I told them is that they were robbing the guy and that they shouldn't be doing that. That's not a way to resolve the situation, and that they needed to give the plates back. In the end, they kind of smiled and shrugged and just took off. But, you know, if a little bit of public pressure, people saying, hey, not cool, would go a long way. In fact, in Mexico City, they were doing, there was a video a while back where they started booting people's cars for parking. And at one point, one guy came out of his house and a cop was booting his car and he said, hey, knock it off. And the cop said no. And he picked the cop up and threw him over the hood of his car. And he was kind of a folk hero in Mexico for that, because he didn't take it. He chased the cop off. The cop didn't get hurt, but obviously if you did that in the States, you'd be like, tactic that is kind of recommended down here if you want to avoid that, or at least make it harder, is secure your license plate with something that they can't simply unbolt, some kind of a secure nut or something like that. As for the parking ticket itself and how you want to handle that, that's something that can be debated, but we don't address the problem, mi amigos, by setting up a precedent to empower the government. They should be allowed to rob people. If you're genuinely impeding people with your parking, that's fine, but generally people are pretty chill down here. I mean, you know, if somebody needs to go into a store, they'll sometimes park in the middle of the road, and as long as you can get around them, everybody's like, okay, bro, no biggie, right? So we don't want the government turning this into a revenue scam like happened in the USA, and people need to speak up against that. The government should never make a dime off an infraction on the road. That just encourages them to rob more. But you know what is cool is that you can question down here without fearing for your life. Also, the guy still parked there. He's like, if they're giving me a parking ticket anyways, I'm staying. Screw that. ¿Es tu coche? La policía robó tu placas. No bueno. ¿Cuánto por la infracción? No sé. Mi paga por la infracción. No, it's okay. Dice la policía robó placas is no bueno. Buenas tardes, señor. I'm getting this parking ticket. I believe they're about 200 pesos, which is about 10 bucks here. And you know what? Not cool, Techies Policia. Work with people. As you can see, I'm not beat up, I'm not in jail, I'm not shot, because that's not how police in Mexico work. That kind of behavior is not acceptable from police. Guys, I'm gonna go grab a fish taco for me and me lady. All right, so we got tacos. We called out some shady cops for stealing license plates, and we paid a parking ticket. Now we're gonna go eat those tacos. You know what's funny? That guy could probably just take his car and just drive without plates, and people do that here, and there's really not much the cops can do. So whatever, right? In a nation where police aren't allowed to arbitrarily and summarily execute and beat people, it makes a lot of difference in how much you can resist.
Until you come back home. Till you come back home.
There we go.